David tells me you've decided to stay here.
Yes, it's obvious Mother's coming back to Birmingham sooner or later.
Yes, but you don't know how much later yet.
Well, I mean, when my money runs out, which it's going to any minute now, Mother will just have to settle the bill. Whether you and David trust me enough to pay up or not, well, you'll trust Mother, won't you? I mean, you're all good friends, aren't you?
Well, we'll have to see if we can find you a chalet. I'm sure we can. Gail, let's have a look at the book and see if we can find a chalet for Miss Hamilton.
Oh, good evening, Miss Hamilton. Had any luck with Mrs. Pollard?
No, she was out when I came in.
Oh, you'll wait for her then?
No, I'm moving in altogether.
Gail will sign you in.
Lovely, thank you.
So, you came back after all?
Good evening, Mrs. Pollard.
I'm afraid my husband hasn't been in touch with me yet. Oh, hello, darling. There you are. This is Kate Hamilton's daughter, Lucy.
How do you do,
my
Lucy?
husband, Jay.
How do you do, Mr. Pollard?
Lucy's looking for her mother.
Oh, really? Well, perhaps I can help you. I'm buying the casino, you know.
Yes, she's been told that, darling.
Yes. Well, when your mother left on her touring holiday, I suggested that she might like to stay in a villa of mine in Italy. She hasn't done so far, but at least she promised that she would call in there and telephone me. We have to fix a date for the final settlement of the casino, you see.
Can't you be more precise than that?
Precise?
Well, it appears that you have no definite date for Kate to contact you and no date for her when she's coming back to England.
She will ring in good time.
Not much use to you, I suppose. You could be kicking your heels in Birmingham for weeks, so what'll you do? Go back to the continent and let us know where you are so that we can get in touch with you when we've tracked her down.
No, I'm staying at the motel, Mrs. Pollard. Chalet 21.
Lucky for some.
It just wasn't the best way to handle it, that's all I'm saying.
Wasn't the way I meant. I had things to say to him all planned. And then seeing him face to face like that. Even after the first hug, I was hopeless, really. It was a hell of a fight to stop crying. Right, idiot.
I did try to sound a warning, Pen.
What?
About wading in.
Well, if you can stand back and do nothing...
It's up to them. And frankly, I don't think there's much to be salvaged.
How can you say that?
Last couple of years you've been away. I've been here. 6 months now, I've been working pretty close to him. I've seen the way they are, him and Mum. Frankly, I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
And what about all the other years? You just write those off, do you, as if they hadn't happened?
They happened, but they're over. Gone. Now's different.
Do you really think so much of her?
What?
This Sharon woman.
Well...
You're giving her one hell of a lot of credence.
She's...
stealing our father.
Oh, come on now.
Well, how else do you want to put it? That's what it adds up to.
No, it does not. Nothing like. She's not some local lay who's got her claws into him.
You could have fooled me.
She isn't, Pen. The sooner you realise that, the sooner you're going to get a balanced view of it. And frankly, you're going to need that if you're going to do any good. Otherwise, you're going to be banging your head against a brick wall. Now, it's their business. Why not leave it up to them? Mom, Dad and Sharon. It's between them.
I'm talking about saving our family, Kevin. Doesn't that matter?
We've all left. That only leaves him and her. Obviously, it isn't enough.
Oh, that's a hell of a thought from a fellow who's bending over backwards to start a family of his own. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Glenda's going to be all right, is she?
I don't uncross my fingers that much.
Jill, J. Henry's amended my report for the development plan. Can you have somebody type me a clear copy in the morning?
Yes, I'll give it to the temp first thing in the morning. She's booked in.
Yes, J. Henry mentioned it.
Does J. Henry know what happened between you and her 6 years ago?
He'd heard somebody had already told him.
What did he say?
He said she was a very good-looking girl.
Do you know who's in there?
Yes.
Is she expecting you?
I don't know.
Is there anything I can do?
In what way?
Well, to ease her out. Or ease her in.
No.
Jay doesn't like it, you know, when personal problems interfere with work.
Yes, well, I've only got a contract for 3 months. And I didn't know that I had a personal problem either.
Brave words.
My usual, please, ma'am.
Yes, of course. Shall we sit over there?
I'm sorry, but I have a meeting with David.
I'm staying at the motel now.
Yes, he said.
Do you eat here or go out?
Both.
Think so. Would you be wanting your usual table tonight, Mr. Lloyd?
Well, I don't know at the moment. I could possibly have...
Ah, I see.
Richard, excuse me. David and J. Henry, they're calling for you. They're squabbling in the office. They say that only you have the figures in your head. So could you break it up?
Well, I'm sorry, but I haven't even started this drink. I've just...
We'll bring it with you before they draw blood.
I seldom get an answer for a simple question from Mr. Lloyd. Would you tell me whether you intend to dine with him tonight? I mean, can you tell me?
No, I can't.
It is absolutely absurd, him dragging her all the way over there. I mean, why couldn't they come here? Neutral ground, indeed. Anyone would think this was a battlefield.
He probably preferred to see her alone.
And we know why. I can just imagine what he's been saying to her.
Oh, come on, Sal, now be fair.
Fair? Why the hell should I be fair? Huh. You all sit down while Daddy has a nice conversation with you and tells you how he's found this lovely new lady.
You know it's not going to be like that.
She has only got to look at her father to be all over him. I know that much.
But you were just saying how upset she was and how much she was on your side.
Yes, and that was her true reaction. Remember that, Marian.
What?
Before they distort it.
Oh, credit her with a little more sense than that.
I want to. Oh, how I want to.
Look, she came home as soon as she knew what was happening. She came home to help. Now, I don't think for one moment that listening to Oliver's explanations and just accepting them would be Penny's idea of helping. All right, so she's Daddy's girl. But don't you see, because of that, this will hurt her even more? He's never done anything wrong in her eyes, and now suddenly this? Frankly, I don't think he stands a chance of talking her round.
I wish that were true.
It is, believe me.
If only I could. Oliver will have brought her home, perhaps. Or Marian, if I start losing my cool, please come to the rescue.
Yes, of course. Now, Sarah, take it easy.
We're back then.
Hello, Penny.
Hello, Auntie Marian.
Lovely.
Well, darling, where's Daddy?
I wanted Kevin to bring me home.
Jill, I have the feeling Richard Lloyd might want his usual table tonight. I'm not quite sure. Do you know?
Why?
I could always ask the young lady in the bar he was with, I suppose.
I suppose.
In the bar, I mean. She seems to be waiting for him.
She'll have a long wait.
Oh?
J. Henry took Richard and David into town to eat. They're celebrating the finalization of the development plan.
Aha. Do you suppose I should let her know about it?
Oh, come on,
I mean, she's
Paul.
waiting for him.
Look, if you want to know who she is, why don't you simply ask?
Oh, who is she?
Well, she's staying here. So why don't you go and ask her if she wants a table for tonight? Then when she says she does, well, you can proceed to ask her name to put down on your little list.
I hadn't thought of that.
You are slipping. Look, her name is Lucy Hamilton.
Kate Hamilton's daughter, Lucy.
Do you have a yacht?
A what?
You'll need one if you're going to chat her up.
Well, Richard Lloyd didn't seem to have a yacht when he chatted her up all those years ago. How old must she have been? 16? And he, old enough to be her school teacher? At least my interest in her is purely legitimate.
But how did it go?
Awful.
What? Well, why?
Because I wasn't any good at it, that's why.
Well, you can't expect to be. I suppose he tried to explain it all away.
He didn't get the chance.
Oh?
It didn't last 2 minutes.
Why?
Never mind why. Because I couldn't cope.
Oh, darling, now don't go blaming yourself.
Look, do you mind awfully if I go up to bed?
No. You do whatever you like.
Thanks for bringing me back, Kevin.
Oh, no bother.
Give my love to Glenda, won't you? I must try to get in and see her.
Oh, well, she'll be home soon. It'll be better then. How long are you staying?
Don't know, I hadn't thought about it. I'll tell you one thing, though. I'm not giving up yet. Night, Auntie Marian.
Night, Penny.
Good night, Mumsy.
Good night, my darling. And thank you
For nothing.
for everything. Go on, off you go. I'll bring you up a hot drink. So, how did it really go?
Bit tough on her.
She probably expected too much.
She shouldn't have been there in the first place.
She is showing concern.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, I'm
So
sorry.
what happened?
Well, not a lot. Over at our place, she asked me if I'd go with her. I said OK. Dad didn't reckon that much, but as it turned out, it was just as well I did.
Why?
She went to pieces, didn't she?
Oh, no.
Poor love.
Well, we got there first, and then Dad came in. It was all hugs and kisses, you know, the usual. She was shaking even after that, so there's no chance of a cosy little chat. She went haywire.
Where exactly were you?
In the bar.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Do you think there's a chance that any of this got through to your father?
Oh, he was shaken. There's no doubt about that. She rushed out into reception, so we went after her. He tried to comfort her, and she wouldn't even look at him.
What did you do with our copy of the forecourt plan?
I'll get it for you.
Oh, I know you approved it. I can go over it with David Hunter.
I shouldn't think he'd want to alter it.
Just a matter of courtesy.
Yes, of course. Yesterday you said something about hurt diminishing if we share it.
Did I?
Something like that. I didn't believe it at the time, but you seemed to.
So?
So I'd say it was two-way traffic, wouldn't you?
What are you talking about?
Last night when you came home after seeing Penny, you glossed over it a bit. You said it was a non-event. This morning I find out it was something of a disaster.
Who told you that?
It happened in reception, Oliver. That sort of thing does the round. And I'd say I qualify to hear your version, yes?
Penny got a bit upset, that's all. What started off as a quiet chat went off the rails a bit.
Why didn't you say?
It didn't mean anything. Well, nothing constructive. Just a parade of emotions, really. I didn't report that thing back to you. No point.
Except to share the guilt.
Look, we'll have another talk when things have calmed down. Then what she says, I'll report right back to you. Look, I'm not keeping anything from you, honestly, Sharon. If I thought it would do any good us meeting her together, I'd...
No, it wouldn't. No, not yet. No. Oh, dear. Having your favourite daughter turn on you must be a hell of a thing.
Oh, she'll turn back. She's a funny girl, Penny. She loves me.
I know the feeling.
She won't be long, she's having a bath.
Mobile, then?
Oh, you mean she's up and about and I'm still here? Yeah, well, she hasn't got my history, has she? And they're keeping me tied down because of what happened before, you know. Not to take any chances, but Glenda's fine. She'll be home soon.
Great. What a relief.
You're not too keen on this hospital visiting lark, are you?
Well, it's not my favourite way of spending the odd hour.
In fact, I've got the idea there's one or two things about this baby lark you're not too keen on.
Well, what gives you that idea? Everything's all right, everything's happening.
Oh, it is. And you should go down on your bended...
I'm as excited as she is about the idea, honest.
Right, don't strain yourself, love. I've been watching you during visiting times, and I'm not even sure you want this kid.
Oh, God, don't you join the chorus.
You've been getting some stick from Glenda's mum, have you? You don't fool her either, you know.
I've tried to explain how I feel. I've gone along with Glenda all the way on this. When she's home, I'm sure I'll be all right, but... Well, at the moment, the way things are, I'm just on edge all the time. I can't help it. Perhaps your husband's different.
You can say that again. He's about as different as can be.
Everybody tells me that once the baby arrives, I'll become a proud dad overnight. Well, I hope it happens that way. I really do.
You really love Glenda, don't you?
Yeah, that's half the trouble.
You don't fancy sharing her?
I won't be sharing, Rachel. It'll be a takeover. I'll be nowhere. Ever since we got married, all she's had on her mind is having a kid.
Your kid, you great lummox, for you.
No, I don't buy that. It's not with Glenda. Is that what I had in mind when I fell in love with her?
She's rushed things a bit. She should have waited a year or two.
Yeah, perhaps that's it.
Well, you'll have to make the best of it now, you know, love, for her sake. I mean, it may not mean the world and all to you, but to her it's a blooming miracle. She's that proud she's pulled it off for you at last. Don't let her see it's not that important.
The minute she started this baby, I lost her.
You don't come first anymore. Well, perhaps you're right. Luke, you'll have to get used to it, and there will be compensations. You grow up for a start.
Hey!
Oh, Luke, I think you're lovely, and I do know how you feel, but you've got a lot to learn.
Right, your turn. Hello, what are you doing here?
Come to see you, ain't I? And I'm late for a site meeting and all.
But why? Oh, it's not visiting. I may as well let you in.
I told him it was an emergency. He needed a new dressing gown.
Oh, Kevin, that's lovely. I didn't need a new dressing.
Yes, you did.
Hey, you two, hey, before you get too carried away, what was that I heard?
What?
You said something about my turn.
Oh, Sister said you can get up if you want for a couple of hours. You can have a bath if you like.
Yippee! I'm out of the nick. I can have a bath, a real bath, all on me own.
Listen, don't go mad.
Now, where's my sponge bag? Oh, and my new bath salts. Oh, I'm going to smell lovely.
Well, don't have the water too hot. Honestly, she's going to make a wonderful mother, you know. That baby will never stop laughing.
Can I leave this with you? I shan't be long.
Right, of course.
Morning, Lucy. Going out?
Only for a walk? You?
Yes, I've got to check on some estimates for the casino renovation.
I didn't see you at breakfast.
No, I had it sent to my room.
Avoiding me, Richard?
No. I like to work through breakfast in my chalet.
A nosy waiter seemed to think you'd take me out to dinner last night.
Paul Ross. Well, technically he's not a waiter, he's a restaurant manager. Look, I'm sorry that I didn't see you last night, but I had to have dinner with Mr. Pollard and David.
Today?
Too soon to know. Will you be here tomorrow?
I could be here for ages.
Well, lunch. If neither of us can make that, how about dinner?
Here.
Unless you'd like me to take you into town.
No, here's all right.
We'll see then.
Yes, we'll see.
Lovely, Kevin. It must have cost a fortune.
Never mind what it costs, so long as you like it.
Of course I like it. Much better than this, isn't it?
I should have bought it for you before you come in.
Oh, I didn't have much chance, really, did we?
Are you going to try it on?
Yeah, all right then.
It's got to be a bit of an improvement.
Cheeky.
Go on. Get your arm.
Ah.
Oh.
What do you reckon?
I reckon it's lovely. Love, I'd better get back to work while I still can.
All right then. Oh, OK, you're coming in tonight?
Yeah, be a bit late, sort of 7-ish. But do you mind being okay?
All right then. See you later. Ta-ra. Rachel, you weren't long.
No. You ring for the nurse, though.
What's the matter?
Come lie down.
It's okay.
What's happened? You feel a bit dizzy lying down. That's what it is, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, Ken. Where's the nurse, eh?
I'll get the sister.
Rachel?
I'm bleeding, Glenn.
It's probably nothing. It does happen, doesn't it?
No. No, I'm bleeding a lot. I'm losing the baby.
Oh, Rachel, no.
I ought to be used to it by now, shouldn't I? If I ever meet the bloke that said third time lucky, I'll clobber him.